Hiya too, and welcome to another English lesson. Today in English you are going to be learning about the present progressive tense. Now you're probably thinking, what on earth is that? So I'm going to explain to you what that is before you have a go at completing your doodle activity afterwards. So present progressive tense means something is happening and it's going to carry on happening. Now, when we use the present progressive tense, we have to use something called a helper verb. You might want to pause this video now, and on a piece of paper, you might want to write the title, Present Progressive Tense. And you might want to write a few facts down when I'm talking to be able to help you with this, because it is something new and it does sound complicated, but when you write it down, it's actually quite easy. So pause this video and write the title, Present Progressive Tense. So well done to those of you that have wrote that. Underneath, I would then like you to write helper verb. You don't need to write it as big as I've done it. You can just write it small. It's just a keyword that you need to remember. Okay? So, like I said, we're going to be learning about the present progressive tense, and I said that you often need something called a helper verb. So hopefully you've wrote that title down now, and hopefully you've wrote the word helper verb. Now, when we're using the present progressive tense, there are 3 helper verbs that we can use. So if I was you, I would write these down as I am saying them. The helper verbs that we can use are am, is, and was. Am, is, and was. We then add ing to our verb to show that it's a present progressive, to show that it's in the present progressive tense. So we add ing to our verb. Now remember, a verb is a doing word. You're right, a verb is a doing or an action word. So my verb might be run. And to show that it's in the present progressive tense, I have to add ing. So my word would be running. If I've got the word hop and I wanted to show it was in the present progressive tense, I would have it as hopping. Now, when we come to write it in a sentence, this is when a helper verbs come in. So I've done an example for you, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. It says Luke is swimming in the pool. So swim would have been my verb, but because I want it in the present progressive tense, I have to use a helper verb before it and add ing to my verb. So Luke is my helper verb. Swimming is my verb. Now remember, if it's in the present progressive tense, I have to add ing onto the end. In the pool. Okay? So, I've got a list of words here that I have added ing onto the end to. So I've got jumping, climbing, shouting, laughing, hopping, colouring, and drawing. They are all in the present progressive tense because they have the suffix ing on the end. They're all doing words, and they're all words that are happening now. And we know they're happening now because I've put the suffix ing on the end. So, here is my list. Can you add any present progressive tense words to my list? Can you try and add 3 words onto the end of my list? So pause this video And on your piece of paper with your keywords on that you've been writing down, try and write down 3 more present progressive tense words. So well done to those of you that did that. Well done to those of you that thought of doing words and added the suffix ing onto the end. Now, I've got a little task for you. What I've done is I have wrote some sentences and I've put the helper verb in there for you. I want you to have a think what the present progressive verb might be that is missing. So you might want to write this sentence down. So when I've read it to you, pause the video, write the sentence and fill in the missing word. It says, the girl is in her new book. What could be the present progressive tense word that goes in that gap? I have my noun in my sentence and I've also got my helper verb because I always put a helper verb before my present progressive tense word. Now remember, you should have wrote the helper verbs on your sheet. So what's the present progressive tense word that's missing? What is the verb that's missing that has the suffix ing on the end? Pause this video and have a go at that sentence for me. So, well done to those of you that filled that in. You could have had drawing, colouring, writing. There's quite a few words that you could have had in that missing gap. If you would like to send me your sentence on the Google Classroom, I will have a look over that for you if you're unsure if yours is correct or not. Okay, your second sentence to have a go at. Now this time, I would like you to write this sentence down and I would like you to circle or highlight the helper verb. Now, those of you that followed the instruction at the beginning of the video to write those down will find this really easy, okay? So I want you to circle or highlight the helper verb and then I want you to fill in the missing present progressive tense word or verb. So, the boy is in the tree. The boy is in the tree. So highlight or circle the helper verb and then fill in the missing blank. What's your verb going to be with the suffix ing on the end? Remember, a verb is a doing or an action word. So what word is going to go on the line? Well done to those of you that circled is as your helper verb. Remember, when we're looking at the present progressive tense, our helper verbs are am, is, or was. And you could have had climbing as your verb. So the boy is climbing in the tree. Again, if you would like me to have a look at the answer that you did, please send me your sentence on the Google Classroom so that I can have a look, and I would be more than willing to have a look at that for you. So, what I would like you to do now is I have assigned you a piece of work on Doodle all about present progressive tense verbs. So you need to click on the extras tab on Doodle and have a go at completing that activity for me. Any problems, please send me a message and I will try and help wherever I can. So have fun with that.